Friends, greetings, salutations, how are you doing? It's Tuesday, big sell-off in the market today, finally seeing some pullback in these stocks. We got SoundHound, we got, what are we talking about here? SoundHound, we'll talk about BBAI real fast, but you got Rumble. Everybody's been asking me to talk about Rumble. I have not talked about Rumble in a minute, so we'll go over that, just kind of my thoughts on it. And Sofi, finally some pullback in Sofi today. I actually bought a bunch of Sofi today with these numbers, so I am excited about what's coming here with Sofi. So first off, let's talk about SoundHound, because I don't want to spend too much time on SoundHound, and we'll mix BBAI in there too, just because I've talked about these stocks, so much the past 2 days. Not a lot of new news has happened here, other than some pretty impressive stuff here. So first of all, SoundHound. The fact that SoundHound is holding this $14 position is wild. Even today, trying to get to $16. A lot of the market was just selling off today. SoundHound kept pushing up. Now, obviously, when you're looking up articles right now about SoundHound, it's being tied in with a meme stock right now. Well, whatever, we'll take it. There's movement. It's getting SoundHound known. Any kind of, listen, FOMO, whatever, it will make money in the stock market. And we'll take it. But the thing with this is of course, when they talk about SoundHound right now as a meme stock, they're trying to talk down about it. They're trying to say bad things, and anybody that's investing in it doesn't know what they're talking about, and they're just going to get caught up in it for the wrong reasons. Whoa. Okay. The most amount of money I've ever seen people make on the stock market, this goes with the crypto market too, but the stock market, talking about it specifically here, listen, FOMO will make you a ton of money, okay? It will make you, a ton if you can get in at the right moment. DJT, perfect example about that. So with that situation, SoundHound here, yeah, it's captured some hysteria. That's okay, because a lot of us have been here since, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, and $10, and we're in some heavy profit range more than others. But with that too, listen, SoundHound is a stock, like I was preaching this 4 months ago before SoundHound was at these double-digit numbers, okay? SoundHound is going to be a heavy-hitting stock here in 2025. You better believe it. It is going to be the dark horse of 2025, I guarantee you. If these next earnings come out with SoundHound here where they even resemble some sort of heavy movement forward, they at least clear their earnings but beat them maybe really good, that's going to really push up the conversation here with SoundHound into a new realm. So yeah, that's why it's growing too, because investors like SoundHound, NVIDIA's invested in a lot of companies, okay, obviously, but NVIDIA and SoundHound have been best friends here. They have talked, they know each other, things are happening behind the scenery here. So the backdrop, if you will. Listen, do your own research on SoundHound here. But what we know, what is coming here in this quadruple trillion-dollar market of AI, whatever it's going to be at this point, they keep changing the numbers on it, but it's going to be in the trillions. SoundHound is going to be part of that AI movement here going into the next 5-10 years, decade of the stock market. You don't want to miss out on it. Listen, I'm not saying SoundHound is going to make you rich here in 6 months, but what I am saying is that next 6 years, it could do some damage to your portfolio in all the good ways where you could really see a lot of money be made off this stock. It's well worth the chance where things are right now with this company and what's going on with it. So listen, SoundHound is expected to double their earnings this year, if not triple them, to really get some debt paid down. Maybe by this time next year, they can be debt-free. We don't know what deals are coming. And this is the whole thing that drives me nuts about these articles. When they can't really show much, when they can't really show much for the stock, the company, they can't show a lot of positives. They only talk bad about it, because that's what's kind of going on with it right now. They're talking bad about it, and all the stuff we've talked about with them having debt. They're still not debt free. We know this isn't a secret. And too, with that, they choose the lower road. They choose to say bad things. But the thing with that conversation is this: you as an individual investor and being a detective in this is where, rubber meets road, where you are able to really hone in and dig into a company. SoundHound here, as we're talking about, being a perfect example, where SoundHound here is but one huge deal away from something happening to where it changes the stock overnight. Okay, that is a very real situation. Look at SoFi. That just kind of happened here with SoFi. 2 months ago with that $2 billion deal. But obviously, there's a lot more going on with SoundHound too. But SoFi, but that deal definitely sped up progression in the stock price. So with SoundHound here, imagine if SoundHound captures some sort of big billion-dollar contract. Okay, SoundHound, the contracts that it's getting right now, they're not really big contracts. It's getting a lot of new contracts this year, but they're not like Palantir contracts. Okay, imagine if it just got one like a Palantir, $1 billion Palantir contract, something like that, a government contract, something sort of in that realm. It would be life-changing for the company. It would be huge revenue, huge momentum, and it would be throwing chum in the water and watching just everything go wild crazy. It would be crazy. So with that would change your articles overnight, where they'd be like, well, SoundHound looks like the next Oracle of and they would change their tone real fast. So look, and I say this, when you read articles, don't get so upset when you see negative articles. I look for negative articles. I love negative articles because they tell me what will possibly happen, because if they're already writing about it, they're trying to do something negative with the stock to drive it down. Because I believe in conspiracy theories when it comes to stocks and these articles where they're trying to drive down prices and they're working together. I've seen it. I call me crazy. I'm drinking the juice on it, but I believe it. So with that, SoundHound, the fact that it's holding this high of a number is really, really interesting. I thought SoundHound would probably bleed back down to like a $12, high $13 position at this point. Still could. I'm still expecting it somewhat this week. Obviously tomorrow, Wednesday, in the market here, the Feds will be talking. We're not expecting good news, but with that conversation too, the market has sold off a little bit here. Plus, we could see bad news to where the market just continues to dump a little bit here with all. But listen, we're not losing a ton here. These are just like the extra cherries on top of the cake here that are falling off. But we're going to scoop them back up here in January. With that conversation, the market may not care tomorrow. We may see the market sell off more tomorrow, but Thursday, Friday could bring back all of our losses here with what's going on. So SoundHound here, if it can hold this $14, $15 position here rest of the week, that is bringing up a very interesting conversation. Can SoundHound continue into January 2025 at this high range? Could we be talking about a $20 position at SoundHound? Could the FOMO, could the zeitgeist around it be so thick that investors are like, I'm not letting this one go. I like what's going on here. I'm looking at the numbers for next year. I don't want to let my low position go here. Okay, and the more it holds here, the more that conversation is going to get firm and thicker here, where people are not going to sell their shares. So I'm curious to see if SoundHound can really hold on to what it's got here. That I'm very interested in that. All right, so that's SoundHound. Just real quick, BBAI here. BBAI after hours sold off, and this is what I literally just said this yesterday. So like, I swear I'm not a psychic, but I was expecting sell off in BBAI. BBAI, I don't want to sound like a broken record here. I know you guys have heard me say this, but listen, bullet points here, because I don't want to talk about this long. Bullet points. I am investing in this company. I am building a position, okay? I'm building a position in this company, anything under essentially $5 at this point, okay? Once it gets over 5, I will most likely stop. I am not expecting this stock to go over $5 anytime soon. That's me saying that, okay? I could be wrong, could be right, who knows? But right now, this company, listen, I can't guarantee any positions here, but BBAI here, Big Bear AI, this is a highly 50-50 chance where this company could go this year. They have a lot of debt. They don't have a lot of huge deals. They have a few nice, appetizing, very, very luscious deals. But this is a very young, new, very not well-known AI company. It does have some great things that could happen to it this year, with maybe getting some government contracts, working with Palantir. Who knows? That could thicken. Who knows? We don't know. But one thing that's good about it is the business model of it is going to be needed here in the future. We could see contracts grow. We could see just the FOMO, the zeitgeist rise with it, which will keep it alive. And that's one thing what FOMO does. It keeps a stock alive, even if it's like overvalued or, my main concern when I invest in something like this is I don't want it to bleed down to $1 and go under $1 and then get stuck in a reverse stock split. That's never anything you want to be a part of. So I don't see that happening here with BBAI, especially anytime soon, because it's moving. It has investors' attention, but it is a situation where you need to know. Just because I'm putting money in the stock, it doesn't mean it's going to work out. It's a 50-50. It could either be very lucrative in the near future, or it could go back down to $1.50. Okay, we're waiting. They've had the last 2 quarterlies were good. We're hoping the quarterly to end out the year here will be really good, and then get it in 2025. Maybe we can see some bigger deals come in and them really just start to pay off. Really, all I'm looking for here in 2025 is for this company to maybe capture a few big deals that they haven't gotten before, and really just start to knock off some debt. That's really all I'm looking for. Anything more than that is extra, and I'll take it. Okay, I think that's the simplest thing I can say with this stock right now. Okay, it's a dream, it's a hope, it's a maybe in the near future this company might do something. It could change, because it could be the same conversation as SoundHound. They could get some sort of huge contract. That is a very real possibility. That's a very real possibility that could change the stock overnight. All right, talking about SoFi, and just kind of going over this. Listen, there's not a lot of new news I want to talk about with SoFi, other than we've finally today we've seen sell off in SoFi. This is sell off. We're still at a very high position in SoFi right now, especially if you were buying in 2-3 months ago, 30, even 40 days ago. If you were buying in, you're still in profit range here. SoFi finally hitting a little bit of a sell-off position here today, and that's why I bought in, because, listen, regardless of how low SoFi goes here, maybe it'll bleed off more tomorrow if we see some bad news in the market. Maybe it'll bleed off into a high 13, mid 13, low 13, maybe high 12. Who knows? I don't know if it'll go that low, but the situation of it is that, listen, either way, by January, this stock is going to be rolling. I mean, listen, SoFi is going to be rolling here in January. There is no doubt about it. It's going to be rolling. It's going to be my projections, what I think. And listen, I'm just a dude who follows stocks and is obsessed with this stuff, but I really think that SoFi, along with the market, along with these other low cap stocks that are getting a lot of attention here lately, will be having the time of their life here in January when we see Trump take over. So with that, SoFi being so in the zeitgeist, in the moment here with Trump, I do suspect that SoFi will have a phenomenal January of 2025 to start off the new year, to where we could see it go to 17 to 18, possibly breaking this $20 zone. And then midsummer of 2025, we could be at a $25 to $30 range with SoFi. I think that's very realistic, especially with a few more earnings underneath our sleeves here with SoFi at that point. If we continue to see each of these earnings grow with money, grow with deals, grow with subscribers, opening bank accounts, whatnot, that is going to do nothing but continue to make this an expensive stock, okay? I think probably within 4 to 5 months, you're going to be wishing you could have bought SoFi at $15. I think you're going to be begging here that you could have bought it then. Listen, SoFi has all the ammunition it needs right now to run up. It's not looking for approval anymore. It has what it needs. Where these rate cuts go, Trump just, when he gave that interview like 2 days ago or something, he was asked, what do you think about Jerome Powell? Are you going to replace Jerome Powell? Are you too cool? Simply, he said, we're cool. I don't plan on replacing him. And far as we know, and I guess we'll find out more tomorrow here, but these rate cuts will go through. And as long as they go through, SoFi is going to like that. SoFi likes rate cuts. It likes what's going on here. But either way, without these rate cuts, I do believe that SoFi has a very strong future. Essentially what's going on with SoFi, these rate cuts at this point, which we didn't see coming about 4 to 5 months ago, these rate cuts are just, they're just the cherry on top. It's just like, okay, it likes it. we'll take it, and it's going to help the progress of this stock, the company, what they're doing, everything with that. So yes, I listen, I'm buying at these prices. I am buying SoFi at these prices. I think this is something you need to be highly, highly aware of with SoFi, that you need to build a position in this stock under $17-20 at this point. This is going to be something you're going to be wishing you could have bought 6-8 months from now. Okay. All right. Rumble. I have not talked about my sweet Rumble here for a minute. I was highly talking about this stock over the summer, everything. And my mood with Rumble has not really changed. It's incredibly gone up here, obviously, where it's almost at a $10 position. We've seen Rumble at these prices before. You know, we've seen Rumble go to a $7 to $8, $9 range. And I think Rumble, didn't it go, I swore it could have went to, let me look here. I think it went over $10 back mid this year. No, it didn't. It almost made it. Yeah, that's right. Well, this is actually the high. Yeah, this is the highest it's been all year from what I'm seeing. So, listen, the conversation with Rumble right now is that Rumble at this point has solidified that it's going to be good at least the next 4 years. Okay. So, and I don't want to make this political by any means, but I think it's pretty obvious. If you've been on Rumble, if you have an account on Rumble, whatever it be, obviously the conversation, the look, the feel, the atmosphere in Rumble when you go on it is a little different than the tubes here, okay? Rumble is all about free speech. They're all about, I would say they're more right agenda, okay? So with that, it has that look, it has that feel, and it has a specific audience, which you know, as someone who's an investor and greedy, you know, I want Rumble to be more open into everyone, because I want everyone to download Rumble. That, you know, the more people go to Rumble, the more money it makes them. So with that conversation, the big thing that I think right now with Rumble is that Rumble just keeps doing what Rumble does. It keeps pushing forward with trying to build an amazing site. Okay, that's pretty black and white, you know, obviously. But with that, what we're seeing right now, and this conversation came up at the beginning of the year, essentially, where TikTok was having problems, and, you know, this is all started this year. TikTok came out, well, our government came out and said, hey, TikTok, we can't have this, we're going to ban it, we're pushing, whatever, the courts, we're going to get rid of this thing. Rumble CEO stepped in and said, hey, we would love to have some partnership with Rumble. We will work with servers, whatnot. What can we do to be a part of TikTok? We are open. We'll sit down. Well, when this conversation was going on at the beginning of the year, we were living in a different world. Let's be honest here. I mean, like, free, I can be careful what I say here, because we're not on Rumble here. Listen, like I said, the next 4 years with Rumble will be pretty good here with what we're about to go into. But Rumble right now it's very similar to what I've already talked about with some stocks. Rumble is looking for some sort of big partnership to really push it, to really get it into a new category with new eyes looking on it right now. The one thing that Rumble, good and bad, that it's gotten stuck in here this past few years really, is that the problem with Rumble, it's not really a problem, but it's not a problem. Rumble is all about free speech, okay? So that's what they promote. So generally, I think we know who goes over to Rumble. But also, too, Rumble is avoided by a certain sort of eyes. So with that conversation, Rumble is very pushed into a corner right now with subscribers, okay? So me, as someone who would say, hey, I'm going to start a position in Rumble, I look at that and I go like, well, I don't have the ins and outs of the company, but I do look at this and I go, this is a risky situation, because I want Rumble to have all the subscribers. I want Rumble to, really get into some heavy numbers here, because obviously more people going through to the site, it's bringing in more revenue, ad revenue, all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see where Rumble can go from here. But talking about that TikTok deal, Will that continue? I don't know. This guy right here, I think his name's Frank. Was his Frank? Yeah, Frank McCourt. Am I saying that right? Frank McCourt. Essentially, this is all over the internet. You can watch it. You've probably seen it on TikTok. But he's come out and said, "Hey, we're trying to work with TikTok to work out some deal." And the owners of TikTok are saying, "Hey, we'll work out some deal." They're actually talking. This is actually happening, but they're saying we are not selling our algorithm with TikTok. I don't know what it means. I can't explain this to you, but this is essentially what is being said. Hopefully they can get to some sort of deal. Listen, I use TikTok. I make a little bit of my bread and butter off TikTok, so I don't want them to get rid of TikTok. A lot of people don't. TikTok makes a lot of people, a lot of moms and dads, a lot of money, a lot of kids money. It has become a huge part of people's day-to-day income, so hopefully some deal can get worked out. Will Rumble step in here at the 11th hour? I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be hard for, I don't know. I really don't. But if Rumble were to get some sort of deal with TikTok servers, whatnot, just being a part of that, it would definitely be a huge revenue income stream for Rumble, and it would shoot up the stock dramatically. I could see it taking Rumble to a $15 to $20 position because it would be in the billions. It would be in the billions of some sort of deal that they would have with TikTok, whether it be one lump sum buy-in something or just which I hope it would be a continuation of like a yearly income, something where money's split here or there. So I don't know. I don't know what that deal would look like, but it's just rumors at this point. It's just whispers. It's like, as investors, we're like hoping, and I know there's people buying Rumble just because they're hoping that this could happen. It could. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of people here at the 11th hour. Elon could step in here. Who knows? Elon could step in here and say like, hey, I'm going to work out some deal. You don't know. So I still think I'm watching Rumble here. I can't in good faith tell people like, hey, Rumble's really going to shoot up here. I don't know. Rumble is it's done good this year with earnings, all that kind of stuff, but Rumble needs more to really attract huge numbers and huge investors. That's the thing. I don't see Rumble turning into a $50 stock anytime soon. At the moment, okay, I like Rumble. I'm bullish on it in the long run here. But if you're looking for heavy gains soon, Rumble's probably not the place I would show you. I would look at these AI stocks, some bank stocks, even some ETFs out there at this point. Rumble is just in this situation where it's looking for more opportunity. It's trying to find it. And I love Rumble. I'm not sitting here like trying to badmouth Rumble. I swear I'm not. But I am curious to see if they can step in here and do something with this TikTok deal. Can they? I don't know. But I definitely would not bet on that unless you just have free range of capital. So friends, with that, what I said, who knows at this point? Whatever. I wish you all the luck in the world with this market, what's going on here. Tomorrow the Feds will be talking. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for gifts you give, your time. I really do appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough. And I hope we all just go into 2025 here making a ton of money on this market. We continue to do well. Friends, take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Bye everyone.